What's up YouTube, it's your boy Mike here with PeoplesChoiceGaming, and today I got a breakdown for you of the new primary weapon, the Phage. It was released in update 12 just recently, and if you already got it making in the dojo, researching, then you should have it in the next day and a half. Now guys, this weapon looks much like a continuous type laser weapon. However, Warframe is calling this weapon a shotgun, and it does use shotgun mods. Now, like most people, it does not seem like a shotgun at all, but hey, let's roll with it. So, when you fire this weapon, it's going to send a bunch of tentacle-like lasers all over the place, which do minimal damage for each laser. Even though, in the end, when you fully mod it, the weapon does so much damage, you'll actually be able to kill decently high-level enemies with just a few lasers hitting them. But to actually do a concentrated, high amount of damage, you have to hold the zoom in button while firing, and that will bring all the lasers to a focal point, and you'll then have a concentrated beam, and that's how this weapon was meant to be used, so that you can do a good amount of damage, you know. But if you did have a big group of infested and they weren't too high level, I guess you could use it without zooming in, you know, and then you'd be able to kill multiple ones at once. You know, I guess that's true. Notice here my turbulence on Zephyr. It's a lot easier to see. I mean, I do have the color white, but it's still even way easier to see than when I did the video. It looks like they already made changes to the whole discussion I brought up about that. Really cool. So anyways, back to this weapon. It does do viral base damage, a healthy dose of it, 330. It's really ammo efficient. It barely uses any ammo as you're using the weapon. It's got a pretty low status. And also, a little tip, while you're using it, if you keep holding the zoom in button till you get it to the full beam, and then let go of the zoom button, but keep holding the fire button, then you will keep the concentrated beam, and you won't have to hold the zoom button anymore. However, when you're done killing the enemies and you're ready to walk away, you're going to have to keep walking, because if you run or do anything else, the weapon will stop shooting, and you will have to shoot all over again and zoom in to get it to make a beam again. But it is nice, I guess, that you can let go of the zoom button to you know, keep the beam, you know, throughout the time that you're killing enemies. I don't like the mechanics of the weapon, how slow the lasers come together, and that you have to do it every time you fire and zoom in. But other than that, it's a really strong weapon that does a ton of damage. Let's go ahead and jump into the arsenal and check out how to mod this weapon for max damage. Alright guys, let's go ahead and go over modding your Phage at level 30 with no forma. And guys, this weapon's going to be so powerful, when you get done modding it, you're not even going to need forma. Honestly, like, it's a really powerful weapon. Just follow my build here for max damage and you'll be perfectly fine. So the base damage starts off being a viral. That's the elemental combo the base damage has, 330 of it. There's the rest of the stats there if you want to look at them again. Start with Corpus. We do have a dash polarity the weapon comes with. Normally we haven't been getting polarities on weapons, so that's kind of nice. And something I want to test. Can you move polarities around that are already in place that you didn't add? I guess you can't, technically. Maybe you could after you forma, I'm not sure. Most likely after you forma, you can probably move them around. So starting off with Corpus, we want Magnetic for our best elemental combo. It's electric and ice, so put those two together. Blaze for our damage bonus, but remember it has fire with it, so make sure it goes after your combo so that fire doesn't get mixed up and make a new elemental combo. Point Blank, Hell's Chamber, Vicious Spread, max damage. There's your Magnetic, biggest portion, viral being the base damage, and then that little bit of heat from the Blaze. Mainly we just want that really nice base damage increase from the Blaze. Not only increasing base damage, but increasing all damage, just like Serration does on regular weapons. Remember, this weapon is considered to be a shotgun, even though nobody I know considers it a shotgun. DE does, so it does use shotgun mods. Now for Grenier, simply going to take off Chilling Grasp, and we're going to put in a full Incendiary coat, so we can make Radiation our best elemental combo against the toughest Grenier. And then look at that, almost 6,000 radiation and 2,400 viral. Just awesome for Grineer. You still get an RA bonus with Viral against all Grineer, and then you get the best bonus with Radiation, and all around, it's just looking really good to go up against Grineer. You can do some pretty high level Grineer with this weapon. It's pretty strong. You know, not thrilled with the mechanics of the weapon, how slowly the lasers come together when you zoom in, because you have to do that to do the really good damage. You got to bring them all together to make one beam. Not thrilled with having to do that every time. But, you know, the weapon does do some pretty good damage once you do have the full beam together. You know, and even though you can let go of the zoom and keep holding the fire trigger to keep them together, you know, it's still an annoyance to have to do it, you know, from enemy to enemy when you leave to go to another pack of enemies and whatnot. Unless you want to just walk around shooting your weapon the whole time, you could definitely do that. And lastly, an all-around build for the Corpus. Now, we're going to lose Blaze. Normally I wouldn't do this, but no big deal, because we have the Vicious Spread giving us a ton of extra damage. Normally we don't use Vicious Spread. We got Electric and Poison together, making Corrosive, giving us our big bonus against the high-level Grineer and the Void, the Heavy Gunners especially. And Ice by itself to give us that boost against all the Corpus and the Void with their shields, and pretty much all the enemies getting shields in the Void. And lastly, I want to mention the reason Vicious Spread is on this weapon is because it's not like a normal shotgun that shoots pellets. It's basically like a synapse in the way that once the beams are together, it just shoots a continuous laser beam. And just like having heavy caliber on the synapse, you know, which makes the beam kind of wavy, that's all that really happens. You know, it's not that big of a deal. So the additional spread does not matter at all on this weapon, and this weapon is a perfect candidate for Vicious Spread, just giving you an overall ridiculous amount of damage when you do a full level 30 build on this weapon. So I hope you guys are enjoying update 12 and all the new goodies. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.